guys, it's your boy JTon coming at you with another video. If you're new here, welcome. If you are not new here, welcome back. And thank you for watching my channel. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Tell your friends, tell your girlfriends. You know, I'm going to be having some new content coming up. I don't know, I'm going to be eating my McDonald's though, because, and I know McDonald's is like, but I want to have some wine and I didn't have time to cook, so I just swung by McDonald's. Kind of a busy day today. I cleaned my apartment. It was my day off, so just getting, you know, folding clothes and all that jazz. But like I said, I want to have me some wine and chill a little bit later, so I got me some McDonald's, and guess what? The McRib is back. So this is kind of gonna be like a mukbang too, so. And you know what? Before I even really get into this, excuse me, make sure you guys go follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. My Twitter is dead, it's dry. So I'm gonna have to insert those social media, my platforms, my usernames like in this video. But yeah, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, and TikTok. Follow me on those platforms as well. All right, so what I got is a Sprite, some fries, and of course, the McRib. And I know you're thinking, like, who puts on makeup and lashes just to eat some McDonald's? Someone who is very extra. I kind of have a little bit getting over a cold, so a little sniffly still. Meaningful transformation is a choice. Meaningful transformation is a choice. That's true. I mean, like, transformation could be transformation, but to make it meaningful or not meaningful, that's up to you. You can make changes in your life for the better, or changes can happen on their own, and it just is what it is. But if you know there's something bothering you and you live your life day to day and you do everything the same, then of course everybody's life changes. But to have meaningful changes is you doing something different so that things don't stay the same. Yeah. All these fries are already cold. And Mally's behind me whining. I don't give him fries because I give him a fry, and for like 2 days he won't eat his own food because he thinks like he's gonna get human food. But another thing I wanted to talk about is dynamic. And today I'm going to talk about family dynamic. Family is very important to me. But the dynamic in my family is similar and probably, but similar and different than others, you know, other families' dynamics. But family dynamic is important. I really just feel like it's up to, I see it as like a triangle, and it's up to the person at the very, very top to kind of help to keep that family structure how it's supposed to be. That's just my opinion. And sometimes you just can't help it, honestly. Sometimes things just happen. But a good example is like my grandma's, my mom, when I was younger, no matter what time it was or what I was doing, if my grandma called, she made me talk to my grandma. And, you know, my grandma, I didn't like talking on the phone. Because, you know, when you're a kid and you're outside. Stop, Maui. Begging for food. You're a kid and you're outside and you just don't, you know, having so much fun. You really don't want to be talking on the phone. But my mom made me, and I'm glad she made me, because I got to talk to my grandma more than I would if she never made me. And then I got to see her a couple times too. But there was a bond there between us because my mom stop. Because my mom made it that way. Now, if my mom would have been like, oh, whatever, I don't care, then I don't know if me and my grandma would have had that bond, you know? To keep family strong, you just have to learn how to forgive and how to have communication and accountability and respect. Once one part of the family is broken and there's no communication, then it's like generations after that just start to be like that. And it's almost like a curse. You know, oh, well, I don't want you to talk to your grandparent because, you know, like if I had a kid, oh, I don't want you to talk to your grandma because she did this to me. No, that's immature. You have to grow up. You know what I'm saying? Set boundaries for you and your kid with your mom or dad. But just to try to eliminate the person out of their life completely just because something that you two went through. Unless it's something really serious and like criminal, or you know what I'm saying? But you have to learn how to forgive and not, you know, at least set boundaries at least, and let them have some type of relationship with everybody. And the same thing goes to brothers and sisters. I know a lot of families that have parents that are like, did you talk to your sister? Have you talked to your sister? Have you talked to your brother? And, you know, it's almost like a constant question. Now, to me, that is part of keeping the dynamic. Okay, well, I haven't talked to him. You haven't talked to him. Well, how's he doing? Somebody should call him. You know, but instead, it's like no one calls at all. And I'm not talking about specifically myself. I'm just saying in general. It's like, and then the excuse for not calling becomes like, well, we're busy. We're working. It's like we all work. That's not an excuse. The only excuse is if you're dead. It's harsh, but that's how I feel. You have time for whatever you want to make time for. If you want to talk to somebody, you make the time for it. And it's all about what you think is important to you. If you think family is important to you, then call your family. But the thing is, once that dynamic is set from the top, it's hard to break that. Like me, I'll talk to my brothers and sisters, text my dad, text my mom. But honestly, it's like once a month, once every 2 months or something. I just can't. It's weird to. It's nice to talk and catch up, but it's weird because it's not something that I'm used to. It's not our dynamic. You know, we just recently. It's not even in our family to be like, oh, I love you. Like, we don't really. We do it now, but in the beginning, it was like no one even said that. It was almost like too mushy or something, you know? But, your relationship with anybody really just depends on you and the other person, but it can never be just one-sided. It's gotta be two people who wanna have a relationship and meet each other in the middle. we're all going through this thing called life. We're all going through, some type of struggle. Excuses are excuses. And it just trips me out because it's like to think that one day somebody in my family could die and I haven't talked to them for like a year or 2 years or a month or 3 months. It's like, the funeral is gonna be really sad for me because I'm gonna have to hold myself accountable and ask myself, why didn't I talk to this person? And regardless of if they didn't reach out to me, it's like, you can still make an effort every now and then to reach out to family and just check up on them. A lot of stuff has to do with ego, honestly. A lot of stuff has to do with ego, and me, I've put my ego, because we all have an ego, regardless of if you think so or not. You have an ego somewhat. But with my family, it's like, dang, like, you get your feelings hurt because sometimes you do put your pride aside, and you are the one who's constantly trying to make that change and trying to bring everybody together. But it just seems like, in my experience, it's like you're the one who is being extra, and you're asking for too much. That's how I was made to feel. It's like, okay, I guess. Like, and then that turned into like, you just want attention, and I'm like, I just want attention. I was just trying to have some type of family bond of some sort. Rather than at funerals and maybe once a year at Christmas time, if that. But yeah, but sometimes it is what it is, and you just take it for what it is. It's all love. But like I said, that dynamic starts from the top, and once it's broke at the top, it's a wrap. So if you're a parent and you're not encouraging your kids to call their grandparents or talk to their brothers and sisters, if you're not encouraging that unity in the family, then how can you expect it to become that way? Because everyone's looking at you as the head, as the top. And if you don't care, then how do you expect your kids to care? Your kids are going to be looking at what you do. You only have so many family members. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, one day somebody's gonna be gone, and kids don't understand that. So and a lot of times it's the parents being petty about something that they don't like with the family member, so they don't care if the kid talks to him or not. Everybody likes to have these different narratives of people in their family, whether they're true or not. Okay, so depending on how the person feels about you, they can take the narrative and ideas, the negativity that they have of you in their mind, and they can push it on somebody else in the family. That's another thing that ruins family dynamic, is if one family member is trying to turn everybody against another family member. And again, if that's starting at the top, then I'm sorry, like, that, no one's perfect. We all get in our feelings sometimes, but at the end of the day, you should be able to come together and choose love. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I would be thinking about like my funeral and just how, like, I'm gonna knock on wood, but that was me knocking on wood. The dresser, calm down, Maui. I just lost my appetite. I think I'm have a little cold, like, for real. But yeah, that's just foolery. Forgive people, and believe me, I know from personal experience, when you don't forgive people, it is like it's like a dark hole in your heart that just eventually grows and grows, and it's like, for what? Because that person is probably not even thinking about you, and you over there like mad about something that probably doesn't even matter anymore. But if it does matter to you, then try to find some way to resolve it with them. But ultimately, you just have to find peace within yourself, because a lot of people don't even like to backtrack and talk about the past. That, for me, is what hinders me from being super close to somebody. Because if I tell you that something that you did back in the day bothered me, and we've talked about this on this channel, and you don't care, then that's not gonna be a good thing for me and you in our relationship, because that's just making me feel like you really just don't care. It hurts for someone to talk to you about how they hurt you, but you have to stop thinking about yourself and listen. Even if you didn't think you did anything wrong, listen, so this person can so that if it was a misunderstanding, like whatever it is, discuss it so that you and this person can have a better relationship and you can get closer. Because a lot of times, like I've said before, it's just like a misunderstanding. But oh, McRib. But yeah, as a leader of your family, as the top of the tree, like lead the kids in the right direction. Don't lead them into pettiness and hateful negativity against their other family members. You know what I'm saying? If there's an issue, show them how to handle things like an adult. I've been around so many petty adults, like as a kid, that it's just like, as an adult, it is hard for me to communicate with people. I've gotten better, but in the beginning, I'm like, I don't want conflict. I don't want them to be mad at me. But sometimes it doesn't, that whatever you want to say is what you want to say and get off your chest. How they react has nothing to do with you. This is good. Mm-mm. That's good. But anyways, I'm definitely the one in the family at the cookout who, like I don't know what happened. I used to be so sweet. But now, like, you say the wrong thing and you try to talk about something about me negative and you don't have any room to talk, I might just blow up and just put all your business out there. And I don't care who you are. I mean, it can be seen as being disrespectful, but I'm a grown man, so stop, Maui. I'm a grown man, so it's like, you're not gonna sit up and disrespect me. And I know there's other people out there like that, but sometimes people before you, they need a little reality check themselves, because they be getting a little bit beside themselves, And sometimes people don't want to accept the fact that you're grown and they used to you just being quiet and just letting them say whatever they want to, So sometimes you just gotta address people. And if it's family, I've said this before, at work, friends, like associates, be classy with it. Honestly, it is what it is. Like, I just think I've been messed with so many times and I'm just like, ugh. But in a professional setting, yeah, you could have a little fake classy conversation and act like things are resolved. That's fine. But family, nah, you're not getting off like that. You're not getting off like that. Because I honestly feel like your family should be your support system. You know, you could you could feel like the whole world is against you, but when when you feel like the whole world and your family is against you, that's not right. And if you feel that way, you feel that way for a reason. It's not just because you making up something in your head. But yeah, a lot of us, especially a lot of us gay people, we've been picked on by people in our family. We've been treated, you know, poorly, or just like didn't get what the other kids in our family got, or whatever the case may be, and just put up with so much stuff for so many years. And your family will be like, man, what happened to you? We miss the old you. Used to be so sweet. Oh, look at this. Her lash is coming off. Oh, I fixed it. We miss the old you. Used to be so sweet. I'm like, dang, I miss the old me too before all the BS and the harassment and the criticism and the hypocritical comments and all that fun stuff that you just get, you know, with family. Or just the shame. Oh my gosh, the shame that you get from your family. And it's like, you grow up and you start to see things for what they really are. And the shame that they put on you, oof, let me tell you something. The shame that my family has, and I love my family, don't get me wrong, but the shame that my family has put on me, let me tell you, I know things about people in my family that they don't even think I know. And I've never said anything. It's crazy. And I would never say anything because, for what? I'm better than that. But I'm also better than being disrespected and having someone who continuously disrespects me all up in my face. I'm not having that. You know, so if that's what you come from and people disowned you for your sexuality or for whatever, something you did in your past, and that's on them. That is on them. You know what that means? That means that they just weren't mature enough to forgive you. You know what I'm saying? They were not mature enough to forgive you. And you know, there's different circumstances and stuff, but family is forever. Like, we can't trade in our family members, you know? And it's like, I don't have to like you to love you. How about that? I don't have to like you to love you. I love you, but I don't like you. And that sounds so mean. People, oh my gosh. A lot of people think I'm just an a-hole, but I'm not. I'm just realistic. This is me. I would definitely say in my family, I'm the one who's most vocal about things. Because I just don't like the fakeness, you know? Like, you're not gonna... I don't like fakeness in any relationship. Like, if you love somebody, you show them that you love them. You don't get to talk about me and then be playing all up in my face like you really like me when you don't. Always forgive people. I do. But at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you. Not what's best for your family, not what's best for your mom, what's best for your dad. You gotta do what's best for you, and they gotta do what's best for them. And I understand, like, you know, I would die for my mom. Yes, I would. And that is the mentality that a lot of people have. Like, they love, you know, I love both my parents. I would do, you know, almost anything for my parents, you know, because they raised me, and you know, I love them with all my heart. But at the end of the day, when it comes to your well-being, your mental health, you cannot make them understand the hurt that you have gone through. You cannot make them sorry for something if they don't feel like they did anything wrong. It's up to you to go over and be in your little corner and heal yourself and decide if you want that person in your life or if you don't, or if you need to set boundaries or whatever the case may be. But just because they're your mom or they're your dad, that doesn't mean that it's a healthy relationship. And I don't understand why people are, oh, that's your mom, or that's your dad. Yeah, it's true. It's my mom and dad. But they raised you. Yeah, they raised me like they were supposed to raise me. I don't, and my dad has said that to me. I could have been a crackhead on the streets. Well, thank goodness you weren't. I'm thankful for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad. And you did your best. You did the best you could with me, and that's cool. But honestly, when you say stuff like that, like, I don't think, it's like you don't get a cookie for being a good parent. The cookie, the reward is in your kid. Your kid loving you and making the right choices in life because of what you taught them and how they were raised. But as far as putting a roof over their head and paying bills and struggling and all that stuff, yes, thank you for doing that. But the thing is if I had a child, I would do the same. It's almost like ain't that what you're supposed to do? I know there's some, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, I don't really think you get a cookie for that. I think, if anything, you should take pride in being a parent and pat yourself on the back because you're doing a good job, or you're doing the best that you can. But you do have a choice. In life, you do have a choice. Everyone has a choice. I mean, and if your child is here, obviously you made the choice to have a kid. So I just don't believe in making kids feel like they're a burden of any kind. Kids need to be appreciative of everything they get. Yes, they need to know that money doesn't grow on trees. But if I have a kid and they're doing everything they're supposed to, I would probably, if I could, I would spoil them. Why not? I mean, if they're going to school and getting good grades and stuff, why not spoil them? Spoil them, but also teach them the importance of saving money and being financially stable, all that stuff. But yeah, I didn't even finish my food. These fries are done for. They cold. Yeah, but that's today's video. Just wanted to get that off my chest, I guess. Somebody needed to hear that. If you're watching this video and you have issues with your parents and stuff, make sure you love them, make sure you forgive them, but make sure you also take the time and space that you need to take care of yourself, okay? All right? But don't ever, they're your family, always check up on them. Quick text, it doesn't take much to text, but don't disown anybody. Be the bigger person, even if it's the person above you who you think should be the bigger person. Be the bigger, smaller person. Because sometimes that's just how that has to be. But anyways, I'm about to go find me a movie to watch, have me a glass of wine, and just chill out. I was off today. I gotta work tomorrow. It's getting late, so let me get my drink on. And I love you guys so much, and you'll be seeing me very soon. And make sure you hit me up on TikTok, Twitter, all that stuff. Send me a message or something. Say hi. I love you. Peace.